morning, brothers and sisters. Have you shouted for joy and give thanks? We have sang the first stanza of Thanks to God yesterday. I'd like to sing with you the second stanza. The original version was from Sweden, and there were 4 stanzas. They all started with Thanks to God. This hymn is more than 100 years old. It was a very popular hymn. I think the reason was that brothers and sisters was compelled and comforted by this hymn. We have experienced God makes all things work together, so we can respond with our thanksgiving. We have sang the first stanza, and brothers and sisters has made a comment on my YouTube channel that he missed this hymn and missed the old days with brothers and sisters. When he sang this hymn, he felt happy in his heart. Whatever the situation you are in, or wherever you are, I give thanks so much that God's love towards us has never changed. He still loves you and me with His highest love. I hope every brothers and sisters lives happily in this household of God, to be heart to heart and hand in hand with brothers and sisters, to build up the church after His heart. So let us sing the second stanza. Thanks for roses by the wayside, thanks for thorns their stems contain, thanks for storms that I have weathered, thanks for road out the supply, thanks for present balmy springtime, thanks for dark and stormy fall, thanks for grace that none can measure, thanks for love beyond compare. How does the lyrics inspire you this time? We give thanks for the roses by the sideway. We give thanks for the roses have thorns. We give thanks for the balmy springtime. We give thanks for dark and stormy fall. Obviously, we give thanks to God are not for the circumstances, but we have God who never change. He who loves us to the end, and He plans for you in every details, in order we are blessed by Him. I believe you and I have the same experience as in the hymn. For example, thanks to God for lovely families, but there are many rooms for good communications. Or I give thanks for a very good career, but I do experience hardship in my work. Despite all these, can we still give thanks to God? It is God makes all things work together to mold us and to build us up, so that we are more glorious and more important is we can be closer to Him. We can understand and respond to His heart. Shall we sing this stanza again? Thanks for roses by the wayside, thanks for thorns their stems contain, thanks for storms that I have weathered, thanks for road out the supply, thanks for present balmy springtime, thanks for dark and stormy fall, thanks for grace that none can measure, thanks for love beyond compare. The verses I'd like to share with you is in the first letter from Peter, chapter 4, verse 12 to 14. And it said, Beloved, do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings, that you may also rejoice and be glad when His glory is revealed. If you are insulted by the name of Christ, you are blessed, because the Spirit of glory and of power and of God rests upon you. And I like to read also in the book of Daniel, chapter 6, verse 10. And it said, when Daniel knew that the document had been signed, he went to his house where he had windows in his upper chamber open towards Jerusalem. He got down on his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God, as he had done previously. These 2 verses mention about their trust in God, though they have encountered difficulties. In the first letter from Peter mentioned, we shall rejoice instead of being afraid. The reason why we are happy because we are blessed. For we insult for the name of Christ. We will give thanks naturally if you knew you are blessed, to give thanks to God that it is so glorious that we can suffer for him. In the book of Daniel, chapter 6, Daniel was of old age. From he was kidnapped to Babylon was about 70 years. I believe Daniel got down on his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before God, as had done previously for the last 70 years. In verse 10, Daniel knew the ordinance that whoever makes petition to any god or man for 30 days, except to the king, shall be cast into the den of lions. But Daniel was not worried nor being afraid, still as he had done previously, to draw near God, to pray and give thanks 3 times a day. So you can see Daniel gave thanks every day, as he had done previously. I really admired Daniel, for there was nothing could hinder him to draw near God. Even there was an ordinance. I could imagine he even gave thanks for the ordinance. You can see the faith of Daniel from his prayers and thanksgiving. How happy was God, whom was glorified and satisfied because of him. Daniel trusted him to this extent. Finally, Daniel was thrown to the lion dens. But it was really amazing that God has given response to Daniel's faith, that God was with Daniel and the lion couldn't do any harm on him. The people in Babylon knew that the God of Daniel was the only true God. I believe through this experience, God confirmed Daniel's faith towards him and has praised Daniel by his deeds. It was a virtuous cycle that Daniel's faith was boosted as well. When we are confident in God, the more we have experienced his admiration, his praises and recognition, the more confident we are towards him. But what I like to say is Daniel has strong faith towards God was because he got down on his knees before God 3 times a day. He prayed and gave thanks day by day. It was built up by his continually practice. I can say he did that for 70 years. Brothers and sisters, we shall strive hard. Remember to draw near God every day. I'd like to tell you a story. There was a teacher who rekindling memories of the time in high school. When he was in year 9, he was addicted in reading the novels, so he didn't do well in school. His class teacher was running a hierarchy system. The students were seated according how well they did in their studies. His self-esteem was so low that he hates to study, usually muddle-headed in the class. Her mother scolded him loudly when he took the school report back. One time, his mother just about to scold him, and his father said, "That's enough. He's upset to get the bad results in school. Who wants to have the bad report?" I believe he wanted to strive hard too. He heard what his father said. His heart was comforted. Then he moved on to year 10. He arrived school with the school reports, but failed to ask his father to stamp. He rushed back home and looked for his father for stamping. His father said, "Why don't you ring home and ask me to go to the school for stamping? It's so hard for you to run back and forth." A few days later, the father took a new stamp home and gave it to him and said, "Let's put this stamp in your bag. When you forget to ask us to stamp in your school report next time, you don't have to rush back. You can stamp it first and inform us later." He couldn't explain the feeling in his heart, but he has made a decision at that moment. He couldn't be muddle-headed anymore, for his father had given him a credible stamp. It has proved the confidence from his father. This man has studied very hard and has proved to his father that his confidence towards his son was correct. He has studied hard to finish his education and become a teacher. This credible stamp has meant a lot to this man. How precious the Lord and Abba encourage our faith again and again. To confirm our faith, we shall not be muddle-headed anymore. Let us rise up and respond to God's love. He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also with him graciously give us all things? He has given us all things. May we respond God's love by our faith.